Hey guys, Rinker Dinker here. This is a review of this super neato AR I found on Amazon. This is actually one of the best replicas, Nerf replicas I have in my collection. I've gone from worst Amazon replicas that I have to best, and this is second to last. The next one is going to be the revolver over there, which is just super high quality plastic, a lot of metal bits and bobs, and that one's obviously the best. But this one is just incredible. Let's get straight into it. Starting up top at the barrel. Not much going on, but it does come with a suppressor, a super long one. Goes on there like that. And it adds a bunch of length. This thing is tall as freak. And the stock is even adjustable, so you can make it even longer or even shorter. I do think it looks really cool. The suppressor doesn't have an orange tip, which is kind of mandated on toy guns in the US. So you can kind of just put tape on there if you plan on using it outside. But it's not a big of a deal at all. Up front we have these two sling mounts, so you can put the included sling on those. It's nothing special, pretty cheap. Got this thing and that thing at the end. I'm just pushing, they're normal slings. It is a little short though. Moving up top, we have a super long Picatinny rail which goes all the way across. Picatinny rail on the side, on this side, on the bottom. This thing is tactical as freak, okay? And on the bottom one, it comes included with this foregrip attachment, which feels amazing, looks amazing. That's the one I prefer to keep, but there's no locking mechanism, so it kind of just slides off. And then the other one, which is also included, is this more traditional vertical grip, the little button right there. That just slides on like so. I don't like the look as much, but if you actually gonna use this in battles, it might feel a little better. It really just depends on your play style. And this whole barrel is actually removable. You can just twist to the left and pull it off. It looks like an in-strike attachment mug, but it's not. I mean lug. What the frick is mug? So you can take this down for storage or transportation. So that's pretty dope. How the frick does this go on? There we go. It stays on there decently well. If you're holding it like this and kind of twist it a little bit, like just twist your grip, it might come off, which has happened to me quite a lot, but it's not that big of an issue. Moving on to the main area, I'm going to take off the barrel just so it's a bit easier to maneuver. Right here we have the dust cover. Whenever you pull back on the charging handle, that will open up, which is super freaking rad. Spring loaded, you know, that's just sick, and that's where the shells come out of. Beneath that we have the mag release. It is pretty stiff. You do have to press pretty hard, but it works. The mag doesn't drop out no matter what you do, so it's pretty tight in there. You know what, I'm gonna put the barrel back on. Just looks off without it. Moving on to the mag. Mag feels pretty good. Only one mag is included. Womp womp. But it also comes included with 20 shells and 10 of these suction cups and 10 of these hard-tipped darts. And when I say hard-tipped, I mean hard-tipped. This crap is hard as freak. That's just pure plastic. These mags do hold 10 shells, and the spring is actually really strong. I've had these loaded in here for almost a year straight, and it has not gotten any weaker, so they are really good mags. But again, only one is included, so that's a bit of a bummer. Moving on to the grip area. Grip feels really comfortable. I love the grip. If you've ever held an AR, I'm sure it's going to be almost exactly the same. And on the left-hand side only, not full ambi, we have the selector. This is a battery-powered blaster. It comes with a battery and a recharger. Here's what that looks like. I don't know battery names. I don't know batteries. But it also comes with a charger. And it is full auto, which is pretty cool. To use the full auto, you put the mag in. The battery goes into the end of the stock right there. You just plug it up right there. Then you load up one, switch this over to safe. It's all confused. I'll get into that in a minute. And then just pull down the trigger and go nuts. I'm not gonna do that because I don't have the battery in. I don't know what would happen. But on auto, they're all messed up, okay? I'll get to that in a minute. Which is actually semi. You just pull the trigger and it becomes a Springer. But with the battery in it, it becomes a full auto AEG. That stands for electric and I actually don't know what it stands for. Something electric gun. Airsoft electric gun maybe. I don't know because it did come from airsoft terms. But we can use it for Nerf. Okay, we're just gonna talk about this stupid selector for a second. So when it's on auto, it's semi, it's manual, it's a Springer. When it's on safe, that's when it's full auto AEG, and semi just doesn't do anything at all. It doesn't lock in, it doesn't do anything. And when it is right there, it's still just a Springer. It's weird, I don't know. And the trigger is pretty freaking amazing. Feels great. Has a really nice clean break. Like, just amazing. It feels amazing. Might not have sounded amazing, but just know that feels amazing. So this whole area, fantastic. Moving on to this optic I forgot to talk about. It kind of magnifies, not by much. You can adjust this to make it go out or in. You can't see that at all, but I promise it's doing something. It's not doing much, but it's definitely doing something. You're better off just using your eyes. And on the top, it has a little red dot with some crosshairs in there. Looks pretty cool. You don't like it, you can take it off, and there's a little hole at the top for absolutely no reason at all. I'm assuming they just took this whole design off a really cheap airsoft gun, and that would be where the BBs go into, because really cheap airsoft guns, a lot of them have like no mags, no clips, no anything, and they just feed through a little hole on the top, which is really weird. And it also comes with some flip-up iron sights. This is the front or the rear iron sight. Just flips up. Dang. Flips up like that. You can see through. And when it's down, you get a smaller hole that you can barely even see through. Then the front one, normal trident looking thing, flips up, goes onto the top Picatinny, but not the side, weirdly enough. Not this, just doesn't fit onto the side for no reason. So these side rails aren't actually the same dimensions as the top and the bottom. They don't even work on the bottom either. Oh, okay, they work on the bottom, but these things are just, like, I don't have mine on here right now because if I did, it would literally just slide off really easily. So I keep those off. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. Moving on to the stock. The stock is adjustable. To adjust it, you push in this little button and you have a bunch of different adjustments. That's all the way out. Or no. That's all the way out, which is really long. I would never do that. That's about right in the middle. That's where I keep it. That's really short, and then that's all the way collapsed, which kind of turns into a little 9mm AR looking thing. I like it right in the middle though, and in the rear it has a little sling mount, which still works with the included sling, so you can tie that at the front and the rear and have a working sling. It is pretty small, so it's not that usable, honestly. And in the back, not much to go on. It does have some lines in it, so it is pretty grippy. It's not gonna like slide off or anything. But the stock gets the job done. I like how realistic it is. I love that it's adjustable, and if you want to take it all the way off, you can. That's where the battery goes, inside the buffer tube. And a weird feature is that, just like the barrel, if you twist this to the left and kind of pull it out, this one's much tougher than the barrel. You can just fully remove the stock for no reason, the buffer tube to be exact. And that is for the battery, so don't mess with that, because you mess with that and you won't ever get to use it in full auto anymore. And this thing is also one of the hardest shooting Amazon guns in my whole collection. I don't know why, but it's just nice. So let's take it on over to the range. I'm just gonna be shooting straight down, trying to get the shells to eject in your face. So let's get it. That last one was a hard tip dart. And you can get the shells to eject without priming it all the way. If you just prime it to about right there, it'll pop out. So you don't have to dry fire it or do any of that. Let's do one more mag of manual, then we'll move on to some full auto. Now we'll move on to some full auto. There's enough room for you to kind of just shove the battery in there as it is. More than enough, actually. Then the stock just goes right back on there. And again, to use it on full auto, you put it on safe, which is super freaking weird. But before you do that, make sure you chamber around. If not, you'll get really spotty performance and it'll jam a lot. I'll do it the other way so you can see the shell ejecting. I moved back into my room just so the lighting's better. And whenever you flip it back onto manual, it'll automatically deprime the spring, which is super freaking cool. I'm pretty sure, I think every AEG should do that. I don't know if they do that, but super cool feature nonetheless. And make sure you take out the battery when you're done playing, because leaving it in could cause some issues. Perhaps even a fire. I don't want to alarm you, but light bows can be pretty dangerous. If you're worried about that, you should probably do some research. But just take it out when you're done and put it in a box. You should be fine. Now on to the range test. I'm recording this part in here because it's really windy outside. So sorry if the audio's bad, but the first 3 darts will be suction cups. The last 3 will be the hard tip ones. I'm just going to be aiming directly straight. Honestly, not great. I do like this thing for indoors, but it's probably not best for outdoors. Another suction cup. I arched that one up a little bit. Another suction cup. I'll arch this one up even more. Pretty good. Let's walk over there. There's the first one that was straight, bit of an arch, and a lot of an arch. Now onto these hard tip darts. Oh, much better. That was straight. Now I'll arch it up a little bit. Holy crap. I'm kind of afraid to arch it up all the way. Let's back up a little bit. Arch it up quite a lot. And that almost went over the fence. So, if you're going for accuracy, well, kind of, the thing's not that accurate. But if you're going for range, definitely use the hard tip. Sorry about the audio being a little bad about that last part. It's really windy outside and has been for the past week. But yeah, the range is pretty good for an Amazon gun. I'd say the FPS is somewhere in the 60s, which is really good for Amazon. I'd say the average for Amazon guns is probably like 40 to 50. So they're definitely not comparable to Nerf standard, Nerf Elite standard. But I absolutely love this thing. You ready for the price though? $50 for this thingamabob right here. That is a lot of money. If you can find it on sale, absolutely worth it. But if you into shell ejecting Nerf guns, that $50 is gonna be worth it, because this thing is absolutely amazing. I love this thing. 9 out of 10. I'd give it a 9 because the barrel doing that is kind of annoying, and the stock doing that while you're trying to aim is kind of annoying. That barely took any strength at all, by the way. The iron sights are whack, they slide off. The sling could be a little bigger, and this thing just looks really wonky. I'd rather they just included an EOTech. If you do want an EOTech, I can recommend this one I got on Out of Darts with a little thing in it. That's pretty cool. And yeah, it obviously looks much better. So yeah, my opinion on this thing is very positive. If you want to use this competitively, heck no, do not, bro. This thing only comes with 20 shells. If you use it outside, like I just did, I actually lost one of the shells that I was using for the range test. Only 20, and only like 40 of these probably. I got the calculations wrong. It's obviously more than 20 darts. And one mag, which is a pretty big con. I hate it when mag-fed blasters only come with one mag. It defeats the entire purpose of having a mag. But other than that, I absolutely love this thing. I do love the look with the suppressor. Even though it's long as freak and pretty much unusable. Just look at that, man. You can't tell me this doesn't look dope as freak. Like, there's just no way. It's too cool, man. And I love this one. I've yet to come across any other Amazon gun that comes with one of these that just feels this good. I mean, oh my gosh. Look at this crap. You can't tell me that doesn't look amazing. Ignore this, though. That's not included. But $50, absolutely worth it. I love this thing so much. And when I first bought it, I had no clue what I was doing. Well, I pretty much didn't know what I was doing. And whenever I used the full auto, I would just put the mag in and just hold down the trigger. And that caused a lot of issues, making the full auto not even work. But if you chamber one and then pull down the trigger, it's perfect. It's flawless. And the speed is actually like a little bit faster than Rapid Strike. I put it around the Echo, or the Turbine rather, kind of speed. So this thing is just amazing. And the shell ejecting is great. Oh my gosh. Bro, it's amazing. Hold on. Let me load up the mag real quick. Look at this. Look. Bro, that's perfect. That's beautiful shell ejecting. Oh my gosh. Like some of the other ones, like the shotguns, the 2 shotguns, they rely on how hard you pump it. And the harder you pump it, the further it goes. This thing is beautiful every time. Oh my gosh. I love this thing, man. I absolutely love this thing. That's going to be it for today's video. See you guys in the next one. Sorry about the long pause. I kind of just forget I have a YouTube channel sometimes. And reviews are a bit hard to make nowadays. Like I gotta wait for the perfect time. So next review, hopefully soon, possibly tomorrow, will be this absolute beauty. Everything you see is either metal or really high quality plastic for 40 bucks or 30 bucks. I'm excited for the review on this one. It comes with a bunch of goodies. All that crap. See you guys in the next one.